Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite video. In today's Fortnite video, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to win gunfights, how to basically beat your opponent in these gunfights, whether it's going to be a short range one, a long range one, depending on the weapon. I have a bunch of various tips here, as well as a super impressive gameplay here. This gameplay is, I'm playing with my buddies, and it's in a squads, but basically my friend dies at the start, so it's only me and my buddy Swag Spiel, or called Fortnite God, and we go off. I end up getting like 18 kills with just myself, and basically winning a two-person game in a squad. So smack a like for that, guys. Let's go for 78 likes. This gameplay will show you how to win gunfights, as well as the commentary. So smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, of course, and I appreciate everyone's supporting. Let's break it down. So a gunfight, basically what that is when you are against an enemy now, and you're both looking at each other. It's not one where you just see a guy and you snipe him in the back. A gunfight is you're both shooting at each other, you're both engaging with each other. And it's a little bit different with Fortnite because it's not like traditional games where it's just, whoever has the better shot. Fortnite has a huge amount of aspects to it, including terrain, especially building, of course, is one of the biggest things in a gunfight. And then there does come down to your aim and general stuff like that. So I basically break it down into either close range fights or mid to more long range fights. Now, close range fights in this game, you're going to be wanting to use most likely a shotgun. Some other weapons work, SMGs and stuff like that. But shotguns are just so damn powerful. That's what I would 100% recommend for those close range or those early game fights at Tilted Towers, at retail, wherever you are, you want to land, get a shotgun. And this is some tips I have for winning shotgun fights. Now, the first tip for shotgun fights, and it's such a key, before I didn't realize how big this was when I started playing the game. Aim for the head is a huge key in this game. It's not that big of a deal in those long range fights, but close range with the shotgun, that 250% multiplier you get with the shotgun, you have to hit them in the head to win that gunfight with the shotguns, and that's basically it. Line your crosshairs up with the head and make sure you're doing that. That is how you can win those close range gunfights. That's basically the first tip. Second thing is, which shotgun should you be using to win that gunfight? Basically, double pump was the #1 way to go, but that's now been nerfed. There's still a way to do it, but it's honestly it's not the most effective unless you're really, really accurate. So what I recommend doing, and my personal favorite thing to do right now, is to go pump into tactical. So pump into tactical shotgun. So you get that one shot with the pump, then you switch down to the tactical shotgun and you spray them down. That's basically the best way to win those up close engagements, is if you can find those supplies. Another tip is, people always ask which shotgun is better. Now at close range, the tactical, especially with the upped drop chances, they just increased the drop chances by so much in the latest patch update. I made a video on the patch notes the other day if you want to check that out. But basically, your chances to get blue and purple tactical shotguns are through the roof now. Way bigger chances, and it almost doubled the chances on certain ones of those. So you're going to be getting a lot of those. And definitely when it comes to the best shotgun, tactical shotgun is very good up close still. Especially if you have a purple or blue, aim for the head, you can destroy them up close, but it doesn't have much range. A lot of people don't notice, but the tactical shotgun, when you're shooting them at range, sometimes you're literally only hitting them for 10 or 20, and it's sort of useless. You might as well just be using your assault rifle at that point. So at more range, you definitely want to go with the pump shotgun, and that's what I would say for both of those. And it also depends on if you trust your shot. The pump shotgun is one where you're going to get one chance, then you're going to have to cock it back. If you trust your shot, the pump shotgun will do more damage and destroy people. But then again, if you don't trust your shot and you want to spray more often, definitely the tactical shotgun is the way to go. Now, the biggest key also for winning these gunfights at close range and with these shotgun engagements is you need to be listening for people. You need to have your headset cranked up, or your TV, or whatever you're using. I definitely recommend a headset. And if you can hear people coming around a corner, you can be ready for them. You can crouch run so they don't hear you. You can have your crosshairs already on like where their head would be in this game, and basically be able to one pump them right in the face. That's some tips on how to win gunfights up close. Let's talk about more traditional gunfights at range now, which is once you break out of your first spawn point, which would be Tilted Towers or Retail Row or whatever. These more mid-level gunfights can get crazy, and you can watch the gameplay right here. I'm basically getting swarmed by like 2 or 3 teams here. It's absolutely crazy, and I use both my accuracy as well as my building ability to win these gunfights and come out victorious. So For mid-range, of course, you're going to want to most likely use your best rifle in your inventory. Hopefully you have a SCAR. If not, of course, you guys know how the rarities work. A blue rifle would be dope. I honestly really like the burst rifle as well. Now, the first thing is, before you shoot people, unless it's just a free kill, you probably want to build a defense first. And the saying is the best defense is the best offense, or something like that is the sports saying. It's sort of true for this game first. Now, your defense doesn't have to be be like a huge fort. I would just recommend building like a set of stairs and maybe a stairs into a wall in front of it. That's one of the best strategies right now, and then you can start shooting at them. So when they turn around, you're not out in the open, they're not going to be able to turn on you and destroy you, because you're going to be basically having the advantage. You're going to have to shoot down your cover. If things get too hot, you're getting hit in the head, you duck back down, and then you can rebuild and decide what to do. That's definitely the best thing there. Next tip I can give you guys, and this is one that a lot of people don't follow. They don't pay attention to this as much. It's more of an advanced tip. I wouldn't say it's advanced, maybe mediocre. Pay attention to the hit markers and health points. This is how you win fights, and a lot of casual players, almost all casual players, don't do that. So when you're shooting someone, if you're getting a yellow hit marker, you're hitting them in the head. If you're getting a blue hit marker, that means you are hitting them for their shield. That damage that you're doing, the number that pops up is the damage that you do. And if you're hitting them and it pops up blue, that means you're hitting them in shield damage. So that means they still have over 100 HP. And if you're hitting them for white, you're hitting them right on the HP. So you can basically tell, if you're paying attention to those, how much health points a person has. If you hit them twice for white, 33 and 33, they're going to be down to like 40 health or 30 to 40 health, and that's a good time to rush them. Pay attention to what hit markers you're getting. It takes a while to get used to, but once you're doing that, then you know how to dictate the fights. You always want to be in control. You need to know when to rush and also how to be on the defense. So when say you're in a long range fight, when you get those shots off on them and you have them weak, that is the time to rush. How you rush a person, you don't just run out in the open. You usually build stairs, go up above their base and look down and shoot on them. But when they're weak, you don't want to let them heal. You want to put the pressure on them. It's sort of like a boxing match. When you have them up against the ropes, you want to get those blows in. You want to destroy them, and that's what you have to do when you have them weak. They're going to be scared. They're going to know they're weak. They might try to heal. Maybe if you knock an enemy, say if it's a squad game or a duos game, if you have one of their buddies knocked, they might go for the revive. That's another time to rush. You have to know when to rush and when not to. Of course, I'm giving some tips, but it does take playtime to learn that. And you also know how to be on the defense. Now, on the defense would be if they shoot you and get the first couple shots on you, my best strategy is to build a box and build high. That's the best way to do it. It makes it harder for them to come and get you. You could maybe even build a roof on that box, try to hide in the bottom of your base. There's a lot of different strategies to do on the defense. And you also want to keep some consumables, some quick consumables to use. If you have a chug jug or a med kit, that's awesome, but that's 10 to 15 seconds. If you have too many potions, boom, boom, pop those and you're ready to take another shot in the fight and go out and get them. So you need to know when you're on offense, when you're on defense, and get those things to win gunfights. The next thing is, of course, height advantage. Height advantage is huge. That's why you see people build towers all the time. That's a pretty obvious tip right there. As far as the rushing and not to rushing, more tips on how to win gunfights would just be how to aim better, and I'm probably gonna make a separate video on that. But basically, a certain weapon, depending on how good your weapon is, if you have a SCAR and they're mid range, you could probably hold it down. You don't have to tap fire unless they're at super long range. But as soon as you realize, okay, none of my bullets are connecting and you're holding down the trigger, you have to stop shooting. You have to let go, let the gun reset its recoil pattern, and then shoot again. A lot of the times people will just hold it down, be missing every shot, and then die and say, Bloom, the game screwed me over. That's how the game is designed. If the game was so easy where you could just hold it down, no recoil, people would die across the map in a second to rifles. So that's how it's designed. Holding it down can work, but when you realize, okay, these bullets, my crosshair, and I'm aiming down sights and I'm shooting at them and it's right on them, but it's not hitting, you are getting hit by that kick or that recoil pattern, and you're going to have to stop and take that second. I know it can seem dangerous to take that second to let the recoil reset in the middle of an intense fight, but you have to do that to be able to win those fights, and that's a major key also, something like that. Once I learned that, I was able to understand my weapon more, and of course, the better your gun is, the less the kick pattern is going to be. So if you have a gold SCAR, you can hold that one down at more range, and more likely than if you have a common rifle. If you have a common rifle and they're at any range, you're probably gonna have to tap fire. Just takes time to learn that. There's not necessarily like a recoil pattern we can pull down against it in this game. It's more like you have to shoot until you're not hitting and then let the gun reset. That's something I would say with there, and that's how you can win gunfights in this game. So hopefully those tips, it's impossible to cover everything and stuff like that, but these are some major keys and huge tips that will allow you to win gunfights, close range, mid-range, long range. And so you can see in this gameplay here, the 18 kill basically duo and a squad win was really awesome. This was an intense game that I had, and I was using a lot of these tips and putting them into action. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys could drop a like on this video, I'd really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. You guys have really been supporting my tip videos. It means the world to me. My video like a week ago already has 100,000 views, which is insane to me, and I just appreciate everyone seems to be loving these Fortnite tip videos. It's awesome, man. I enjoy making them, and show me some support. I'll keep making these, and I'm having a great time. Have a great night, and I'm out. Peace.